thank you for coming. I'm appreciative that you're here. I know you have a lot going on. Starting with what happened 5 days ago. The President of the United States goes on social media and accuses you of sedition, treason, and suggests in a not so roundabout way that you should be executed for those crimes. How do you find out about that?
Yeah, it was interesting. I was in the SCIF, which is a secure facility, reviewing some stuff. That's where all the top secret stuff is. I'm on the Armed Services and the Intelligence Committees. And I'm sitting next to Alyssa Slotkin. Mm-hmm. It's my colleague, also caught up in all of this. And you can't take your phones in there, so no devices. So somebody comes in the middle of our brief, slips her a piece of paper. And I take a look at the piece of paper and it says, the president is calling for your execution to her, to Alyssa. So she looks at me, she gets up, she walks out. About 5 minutes later, she comes back in, looks at me and says, well, he's calling for your execution too. Okay, so I wasn't off the hook.
You were not off the hook. So that's how you find out about it. What was your reaction when you saw that?
Well, it's kind of shocking, that the president, we said something, which is basically follow the law.
Yes.
And the president of the United States says, kill them, hang them, execute them, try them for sedition. I served 25 years in the United States Navy.
As I mentioned, you fought for this country. You've done
I've
more
almost
than...
gotten killed for this country multiple times, almost shot down over Iraq and Kuwait. I had a missile blow up next to my airplane. I got on a rocket ship 4 times, on millions of pounds of rocket fuel for this nation. And then I wake up one day and I got the president of the United States threatening me with my life, that I'm going to be hanged. I'll tell you this, though, Jimmy, and we've also had political violence that has affected my family.
Most certainly, in a major way. Your wife, Gabby Giffords, who is a great person and was a congresswoman from Arizona. Most people know, and that's why it's particularly galling to hear him say something like this about you, was the victim of an assassination attempt. She was shot, and 5 other people.
No, six people killed.
Right.
12 others shot. She's shot in the head. She's in the hospital for 6 months. That's political violence. The president, when he says these things, there are consequences. And by the way, isn't this the guy 2 months ago that said, we've got to stop this political violence issue? Yeah. He didn't even make it to Thanksgiving.
It's almost like he doesn't mean anything he says. It's almost as if he's a hypocrite in some ways.
You can't keep track of this guy and what he says. And I'll tell you this, though. I'm not backing down. We said something very simple. Members of the military need to follow the law. We wanted to say that we have their backs. His response, kill them.
And then you have Pete Hegseth, who is who runs the Department of War, is going to open an investigation into you. I assume into your colleagues. You will have to be interviewed by the FBI, and they're trying to find what exactly? What even is sedition?
Well, this is the investigation because of what Donald Trump said, from what I can tell. And I don't know Pete Hegseth well. I sit on the committee that ultimately had to confirm him. So I know a little bit about his background. He's totally unqualified.
Well, hold on. He was a weekend host at Fox and Friends.
Nothing against journalists. They play a very important role in our society. But he's not qualified for this job. And from what I can tell and talking to some of my Republican colleagues, he just wants to please the president.
Obviously,
yes. And this is what he can do this week. He can go after me under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, which is the law in the military, which is kind of wild because we recited something in the Uniform Code of Military Justice, and he's going to prosecute me under the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
For reciting the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
It is.